of rescuing this person that was dying. Yeah, so we encourage them that as they open up this term, let it be of a difference. Let us be our brothers and sisters keeper. Now, we used to have some funny characters when you were growing up, that you find a student buys kangumu or mandazi, then these students like anaificha or doesn't want to share it.
Or even you carrying mahindi choma from home,
yes,
but you eat from the pocket.
Dondoka moja kwa mdomo. So we encourage them that it is just so healthy and it feels so nice to share with people. Yeah, just like the Good Samaritan. Let them have that cultivated spirit in them of sharing. We don't want to see you sharing Mwakenya. We want to see you sharing all this other stuff.
Or we don't want to see you sharing boyfriends
yes,
or girlfriends.
In fact,
you know, in that sector it is said it is misled that sharing is scary.
It is scary. No. Yeah, the acts of compassion, the acts of helping each other. Yeah, when someone comes to you and asks you, brother, I don't have a red pen, kindly assist me. Lend him a pen. Let that person write a good heading and underline. If someone tells you today tea break, I don't have mandazi for tea, and you are having 7 mandazis, you can't eat all that, okay? Yeah, help him with 1 or even a half. It will go a long way, okay? So we tell our students that as they are resuming school next week, let them go there and share. Yeah, only the positive things alone. We don't want students going to share some other things. Yes, we want them to even share books. But nowadays it is nice that at least a textbook is given per student. 1 student, 1 textbook. So it is a score, okay? But when it comes to understanding of content and stuff, and you feel like you are not so well versed, go ask somebody, you will be assisted. Yeah. In an inclusive environment, sharing is indeed caring. Yes.
And now there's a concern just on the same of acts of kindness.
Yes, please.
There is a concern that nowadays in our schools, you realize that students are initiated into various, can I call them cultic practices, through sharing of foods. And now I think, I don't know whether it's a parent or it's a student raising a concern. How safe will I be to receive, you know, someone might be genuinely, I have 4 mandazis, and then I come, I'm giving you 1, I give and then I give another one. Okay, people are worried. How safe are we? How sure are we are not being initiated into cultic practices?
Thank you. By the way, we are living in times where so much is going on, and we've seen so many people in cults and occults. And when I was in high school, we were told it can even be shared, the cults, through even lotions and food. Now, in this context, you know, I guess I teach in a day school, and we have students who are in boarding schools, and that is where we are now seeing most of these things happening. Now, what I'll advise people is that let us be prayerful people, you know. Yeah, because I can say that there is nothing impossible with God. When we keep on fearing, having the inner fear that when somebody is going to help me with this, definitely I'm going to be initiated into a cult. Not everybody is a demon. Okay? Yeah, those are just...
So we should not demonize everybody.
Let us not demonize everybody and everything. There are things, of course, that we can share at school. We can share soap. Okay? We can share knowledge. In fact, knowledge is the key thing through group discussions. You know, we used to have people that don't love sharing content itself, especially the high achievers. There is a saying towards that. But how do you feel when you're making it and somebody else is not making it? It is bad, isn't it?
One day I was challenged that that person who is not making it might be your neighbor, and they will come to steal from you.
That is what they will do, definitely, because you had the opportunity to help them. Now, if you have that very opportunity at this very moment, then tap to it. Help that person. You know, when you give me mandazi today, I've just seen you buying at the canteen. Then you share it with me. I guess there is no demon in that mandazi. There is no demon. So we encourage parents, of course, that when students are resuming studies, let us pray for them. Let us just have a culture of praying for our students, ourselves, and covering ourselves with the blood of Jesus, because it is the only blood that protects us. It's like a shield, yeah, that protects us from anything that comes to harm us. So let us not fear, yeah, but let us also be cautious. Let us not blindly do things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I believe that you have been helped, that we can still face that fear. We can still overcome it.
Yes.
Let us not demonize everything. Some it's out of a clean heart.
Yes.
And some it's just that they have been brought up in an environment where they just share.
Now, that thing brings me to something. You've just reminded me, I guess it's 2 months ago. We were seated somewhere, and we had this person, he's a noble person in the community, and we were just having a common meal. So after we had shared the meal, I said, thank you, sir, for this. And the person was like, no, you shouldn't say thank you, because I guess I'm just supposed to do this. But I told him, no. I've been cultured to always appreciate any little gesture of kindness. So kindly allow me this time
To thank
you. And he was like, oh, okay, you are welcome, you see. Yeah, it was something that I guess he also got a challenge. Okay, yeah, that he felt it is his responsibility. Of course, maybe if you are blessed enough, but also allow people to also be grateful about you. Yeah.
Wow, it's a challenge unto me and you. I don't know how much you share at school. I don't know if you are that person who will always want to hold what you know. You don't want to share. And you know, sometimes it's very easy. I can share with you a mandazi, but because I think our system has really taught us the competition way. I don't want to share with you lest you beat me in the same subject. But tonight we are being challenged that we can show kindness, even to the extent of sharing knowledge. That which we have learned, we can be able to share with someone else. And I was surprised when I was a student. By the I'm your opposite. You feared mathematics. I loved mathematics. Now, as for me, I could when the teacher teaches, it just gets in. So when I find someone and I teach them, it sticks permanently. I don't have to go again and I'm revising. So I think even when we share knowledge, when we discuss with others, when we teach others, it's still just for our own good.
Yes, we learn more. Yeah, there is a culture that one of our colleagues, our HOD, Mr. Juana started. I started a peer learning group that students sit in groups and read storybooks. Then they start engaging themselves. They ask the themes in the story, the styles and everything. You get that when they're interacting that way, they're learning so much. Now when you go to class and you're asking about a particular theme, you'll see students shooting up their hands and they're very confident and they can express themselves so well. So it is good to share.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, even just before I allow you to continue, there's a question that just popped in. And this one, it is, can I call it, the student, I think it's a student. The youth here is saying, in our family, we have like a common character in our family. Okay, I guess it's not a good one, because the student's asking, what do I do? Like, for example, you'll realize that there's a certain family, they have got a certain negative character. And I was born and was found in our family. We are people of anchor. Now, how do I overcome? What do I do? It is our family thing.
Thank you so much for that question. And I'm so happy that this student has learned and is aware that this is something that is existing in the family. Now, because you are aware as a person, then you have to stand out to be a very different person. You know, when you stand out, you are not conforming to what others are doing negatively. Then I guess there is something you're also creating in their minds. They'll be like, why is Brian not behaving like Ale? You find that people start seeing, what is this so special about Brian, okay? Then they'll have to learn a few things. Bit by bit, you'll see that they're changing. So let this person be the force to the change of that family. Let us not have something that we can call that our family owns hate, our family fights, our family is the most drunkard one in the community. That is not something to be proud about.
Who is annoyed and is like, you do not know, and is mentioning the clan.
The clan,
you do not know. You do not. We do this. We do this.
Yes.
It's like you're propagating still the negative character.
Yes. Now, just thumping negative characters is like glorifying them. So we can just stand out to be different people and work. You know, you can work on yourself as a person. Yes. Morality is a personal initiative. You can learn how to take care of yourself, or you can also learn from people to mess yourself. So I'll advise this person that stand out as a positive person in your family. Just bring change to that family. It will be a healed family. You know, if you know that it is this way and you are not doing something towards it, then God will ask you. He will remind you of this very day.
You are there, and you had one of them who says that, our family, our clan, we are this way. We are being challenged that this very day we can stand out and be the change. We are taking a short break, and then we'll be coming back to wind up. I can see really we need to have a lot of time, but it's a challenge unto me and you. I hope you are learning something, and I know that we are not going to remain the same again this year. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
Welcome to Bright Minds Academy, where education is based on nurturing a holistic child full of Christian virtues. Our mission to develop a thinker and a problem solver anchored on well-trained professional teachers, friendly learning environment while nourishing our students with nutritious meals. At Bright Minds Academy, we offer transportation and other extracurricular activities. Intake is ongoing for the PP1, PP2, and Grade 1 classes. For more information, call us on 0711841978 or 0782955229. You can also email us on brightmind254@gmail.com or visit our offices along Webuye Kitale Road behind Glamour Hotel, 300 meters from the main road.
There is a world where being the best is only the beginning. This rocks. This is not
Are you not Kamara, the strange girl?
Tears filled my eyes. Seeing her is such excruciating pain.
No matter what, I will never leave you.
How can you ever consider getting married to a woman who is half dead?
Mama, this girl is still my friend.
Where do we get 200,000 naira from now?
I don't know what I've done wrong. What happened?
Woman supporting man.
For 3 days, your daughter has not been cooking in the house.
You achieve all those things through strong fasting and prayer from you as the wife.
So I sanctify this house in the name of the Father. Stop looking at me like that, I beg. Don't fornicate with your eyes, I beg.
Our final session of Youth Let's Talk show, and we are talking about nurturing our character through education. And our SMS line still remains 0741359567. And we are here with Teacher Brian. He's helping us to understand these things. Yes. Teacher Brian, yes, now what next?
We want to also get to know something about the story of the prodigal son. It is learning from our mistakes. You know, this son was born in a family that was rich, and it came a time he decided to ask for his share of the property. Then he had to sell it and to go to faraway countries. Then while he was there, I guess he squandered whatever he had, and he led a very miserable life. He had to feed with swines. Then he came back to his senses. He told himself, I come from a good family. I know I've made a mistake. He acknowledged this mistake, and he decided to make a point of going back to his father. But our father is God, okay? Yes. Now we are making an effort of going back to our roots. This boy went back to his father and asked for forgiveness. And while doing that, we find that the father had to welcome him so warmly until he felt so comfortable. Now, when we are faced with challenges, and students, of course, school has so many challenges.
So many challenges.
Yes, they really face a lot, they go through a lot. But they should actually own those challenges. It is just through challenges that you are strengthened. So they should embrace them and work on them. And ultimately, they'll get something ahead of that. Yes, just like the prodigal son came back and was welcomed. So they're going to be welcomed back, of course, regardless of the challenges they are in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, yes. Then maybe you can talk something about the feeding of the 5,000 people. That story reminds us of making the most out of the resources we have. There was so little food to be shared amongst 5,000 people. But Jesus had to really work on the very few that he had through just prayer. Okay? And it multiplied, and it fed 5,000 people until it remained to even to fill, were they 12 baskets?
12 baskets.
Now you can imagine just maximizing on your potentials, maximizing on the little you have. I know maybe you have different geometrical sets. Yes. There is one we used to call Kofa. Yes, then you have Oxford. You see, and those that had Oxford were like feeling the tycoons, isn't it?
They become,
yes, the cream.
Yes,
the cream.
A specific social class.
Social class. Then those of us with Kofa, we used to like feel so naive, and we could want to hide when we were.
Actually, used to cost, was it 50 bob?
It was 50 bob, yes. Now when you are having it, even the compass itself is just weird, okay? But that is just what you can afford. Maximize the usage of it. Go construct that Uncle Theta. Construct the 90 degrees.
Yes.
Yes, and get it right. Okay, so we have to do that, because you cannot use what you don't have. Yeah? Yes, so that story reminds us of that. Then we can just advise students that the little you are getting, the support your parents are giving you. You know, nowadays fees is so heightened, and it is a challenge for most parents, especially this January, where people are coming from festivities. People have been eating kuku almost daily, and they have been forgetting to save for this month. People have not paid rent. I teach in town here, and there is a bit of people renting homes. So there is a likelihood of these parents not meeting all the needs of their students. So whatever little they be having, we encourage students to appreciate. Yes, and work smart. Okay, you cannot now tell your parent, I wanted a new uniform this year, but I don't have. But I can also encourage parents that just work smart. You don't have any other kids. There are only this. So give them the life you wish you also wanted to live.
Give them your very best.
Yes, your very best. Yeah. Wow. Maybe a sum up. Yeah, I can talk about David and Goliath. Okay. Yes, that Goliath was a giant. David was just a very stout man. He was very young, and he had no army, he had no weapon. He only had a sling and stones. Imagine, just a stone. Yeah. This is like academia. It is a giant that people feel. But you have a pen and a book. You have your brain there. You just work on that. Believe in yourself. David really believed in himself. I just want to imagine that now it was me trying to fight Goliath. I couldn't stand a giant, okay? But this person believed. He had to embrace it. He was so determined to really face Goliath. And in the long run, we find David becoming victorious. So I encourage students, as they are going back to school, to really go and face this monster that they are fearing. Let them have that determination, the inner burning determination that will make them face this giant and win. They'll emerge victorious. That is what I believe.
Wow.
Yes.
It is so wonderful. I know there's something that you have learned this evening. I know it's a challenge you have received this evening. You are there, you are a parent, you are a student yourself, and you are just wondering what next. We have been challenged this evening. I know you're going to face your fears. I know you're going to begin the term with your future in mind, that I have to prepare for my future. I know you're going to discover, apart from paperwork, I might emerge with an A. Okay, we are not against you getting an A. Work smart, achieve that. But you can never know. Maybe it is that soccer that was to put food on your table. So we are learning to balance as we do not, as we still remember our fellow students. We learn from from what we have. We embrace everything. I know it's just so many things that we have been challenged this evening as youths. It is not only for them who are going back to school, even for them who are outside there, tamarking, they're looking for whatever. They still appear, they still are relevant even unto us. Discover what you are capable of doing and work smart, work towards it. Teacher Brian, you are such a blessing to us, even as the youths of this generation, them who have been watching, and I know even parents have been watching. They are also challenged that these are the only kids you have.
There is no other.
Just support them, just give them the very best. And to the parents who are like, some of the parents who tell you, I took you to school to learn academics and not games. Not we have been challenged that probably it is that drama, that singing that will take your girl, that will take your boy to outside Kenya. You never know. To State House.
You know Lunga? He's an engineer, right? And he's also playing soccer.
Imagine.
So we can integrate the two.
Exactly. So it's a challenge unto us, and I know just because of time is really not on our side, but I want us to take and embrace the challenge that we have received this evening. And I know together, we hold hands together, and we will bring out the best out of our youths.
Amen.
Thank you so much. God bless you, Teacher Brian. Thank you
so
for
much.
having created your time and just coming to talk to a youth outside there.
Yeah.
I know they are watching, and I know they have been impacted.
I'm so glad.
Thank you so much for having kept in touch with us. Thank you for having made the show interactive. Thank you for the questions that came in. I know there are so many that have sent even their messages through Teacher Brian's number, and we have not had time to go through them. We appreciate you for having watched. Now, till next Friday, same time, same place. Let us be focused, let us nurture our character, and let us remain standing strong as youths. God bless you, God keep you. I have been your host, Venancy Khisa. Bye-bye.